Hello everyone. This is a new series that we are going to start. This is going to be completely more of basic understandings and details which are going to be discussed. We are going to start with the first chapter, which is Fibonacci, and we'll see about various Fibonacci retracements, extensions, how to draw the Fibonacci which are there, and why they are important. Right. So all the sticks would be started and covered one by one. Let's go by one topic at a time. This is there on Quora. So if you want, you can go on Quora. My profile over there is Chetan Infra. If you go and in that part, you'll be finding various, let's say, for example, I have put down unit of technical analysis with that Fibonacci is also there. So this is more of written material which has to be put up. So YouTube is also there, but apart from that, yes, Quora also does make some kind of sense which is there. So I put down all those details, right? Yep. So this is the first thing which is there. What is Fibonacci? How is the Fibonacci sequence derived? So part one is going to be Fibonacci sequence, right? So before going to that, let's quickly go on Excel and try to find out how is the Fibonacci sequence. So for example, this is going to be the Fibonacci sequence, but still I'll draw for all of you how it has been derived, right? So what happens in Fibonacci basically is we start with the number 0, right? We go to the next number, which is 1, right? For deriving the next number, what we have to do is we need to add the previous two numbers. Let's say, for example, it is 0 and 1. So you got the next number which is there, right? So going to the next number again, what we do is we add the previous number and the previous number. So this is last two numbers which are there, right? Again, so we got 0 was there, 0 and 1. We got the next number which is 1. Again, we add 1 and 1. We got it 2. So what we'll do is next is we'll add 2 and 1. That is 3. So that's how we go on with the sequence, and we get the further numbers which are there in the sequence. So let's try to confirm that 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13, 13 plus 8 is 21, 21 plus 13 is 34, 34 plus 21 is 55, 55 plus 55 plus 34 is 89, and 89 plus 55 is going to be 114. So this is how the sequence is there, right? Just trying to derive in front of you. If you have any problems, do put down comments into the comment box, and I'll try to help you further with those things, right? So Fibonacci is nothing but a sequence of numbers in which next number is the sum of two preceding ones, right? So step one is, so we start with 0 and we add the next number, that is 1. So result is 0 plus 1 is 1, right? So next step is after that. So 1 becomes the next number in the sequence. So the new sequence is 0, 1, 1. Okay. Step 2 is again we add the last two numbers, that is 1 plus 1, and we get 2. So 2 becomes the next number in the sequence, and the series becomes 0, 1, 1, 2. Our next number should be 1 plus 2, that is 3. So this is 2 plus the previous number, that is 1. So we get 3, right? So again in the series, if we say, yeah, we have got 0, 1, 1, 2. So which was there from the previous part, and we got 2 plus 1, which was 3, right? So again, what we do is we add 3 and 2, that is 2 plus 3, which is 5. So it would be after 3, it would be 5 would be added to the sequence. So if you see over here, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 100, 144. And this is how the sequence keeps on going on and on and on and on and on. Right? So this is nothing but more of called as Fibonacci sequence. Right? So what happens with this sequence? How do we use this sequence altogether? Right? So especially if you see in nature, we will be finding various examples of Fibonacci spirals which are there. Now what is Fibonacci spirals? Now, once we have the Fibonacci number sequences, The next question comes is, where do we use these numbers in nature? Let's see the Fibonacci spiral for that, right? Now, what is Fibonacci spiral, right? So as we saw over there, we again take the same thing. We get the first square. The white one which we see is 1. So we had 0, right? So from 0 and 1, we got number 1. So first number is 1. Again, after that, the second number is 0 plus 1, which is 1, right? So 1 plus 1 is again 2, right? So what we do is we got a square first, 1 by 1. We got second square over here, which is in purple color, 1 by 1. So this is square of 1, this is square of 1, right? Which are the first two numbers. We omit 0 because we cannot have anything 0 by 0, right? So 1, 1. Adding these two numbers, it becomes 2. So the next square which is there by is by 2 of 2 by 2. So what happens after that is we can draw it clockwise or anti-clockwise. Generally, it has been taken anti-clockwise. So we go going in that part, first square, second square, then the third square. After that, our numbers are 2 plus 1, that is 3. So we get next square which is there of 3, 3 by 3, right? So understood, 1, 1, 2, and after that we got 3. Again 3 plus this square, that is 2, we get 5. So we got a square which is there of 5. So this will be again going in anti-clockwise way, right? So what we do is we draw an arch, right, from one corner of the square to another corner of the square, right? So after that again 5, yes, from this corner to opposite corner. So again we got an arch over here, right? So again 5 plus 3 is 8. So what we do is we again draw a square of 8, right? So you can see altogether 5 plus 3 is again been fitted into the 8 part, right? So that comes over here, that is 8. Again 8, 5 plus 8, that is 13. We get next square, which is of 13. Again we go in the same way. So this arch which is there, we see in the form of a spiral which keeps on increasing, is the Fibonacci spiral which is there, and this is how it has been drawn, right? So there is a formula for that which can be seen, right, which is going on adding on the next number, and we just take the square and we take an arch more of, which is in the form of a diagonal. So this diagonal which is there, that has been drawn in the form of an arch. So this arch, you see first 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2. So this is all which keeps on going all together into that part, right? 8, 13, 21, right? So this is how this Fibonacci spiral comes into picture. Now we have got various examples for this part, which is there. Now we see this into the spiral which is there for our thumb or for our fingerprints, right? This is there for the shell, right? So these are flowers, sunflower, and the seeds which are there, again they are being placed in the order of Fibonacci. This is again cactus. This is the universe. So you can see from small things starting from our fingerprint to the shell, to the seeds in the sunflower, to a huge part, that is our galaxy. So one galaxy, again it comes in the form of a spiral, right? So this is again another shell. These are animals, flowers, leaves which are there, all again come into the same formula, which is the Fibonacci spiral, right? So all the examples which are there over here, that is there, we have been given. You can find n number of examples, even if you see across the worlds which comes into the sea. Those are again that it is the same for the tornado and rest of the things, right? So we go to the next chapter after that, which is golden ratio. So what is golden ratio and how to identify the golden ratio, right? So this is the next part, which is part 2, golden ratio. There are various things which are very interesting about the Fibonacci number, and we will see them one by one. Let's go to golden ratio. Now, what is golden ratio? This is the formula for the golden ratio. The golden ratio is the simplest part which is there, right? The ratio of the current Fibonacci number to the previous number for the first 50 numbers. So these are been given over here. So what is the ratio? The ratio is the Fibonacci number to the previous number, right? So let's try to find that. The first number is 1 by 1, that is 1. Again 2, it comes to 2. For 3, it comes to 1.5, right? 5, which is the next Fibonacci number, it comes to 1.6. For 8, it comes to 1.5. 13, it comes to 1.625, right? And from here onwards, if we see, it comes to a constant ratio, which is 1.618, 1.618, 1.618, 1.618, 1.618. We'll only take the first three decimal numbers, not more than that. So that comes to 1.618. So this 1.618, which is there, that is called as the golden ratio, right? And we can see various examples, right? First of all, if you see the ratio from the bottom of your chin to the nose, to the nose part to your forehead part, so that comes to 1.618. Again, similarly, from the chin to your lips, and from the lips, the center of the lips to the center of the eye, that is again a ratio is 1 is to 1.618. So these are ideal ratios which are there. You can see it everywhere into the nature part. Again, if you see your hand, yes, the ratio is 1 is to 1.618, right? So these are all ratios which are coming up together, right? This is called as golden ratio. We'll go to the next part, which is Fibonacci ratios. Now we know about Fibonacci, various Fibonacci ratios which are there. Do we have one Fibonacci ratio which is probably open? Right? So if you see, it starts from 1. Let me just expand this. 1, 0, and after that we have a ratio which is 0.236. We have the next ratio which is 0.382. The next ratio is 0.5, 0.618, 0.76. All these things are there. What I'll do is I'll just try to put it across, or maybe see into the style part. It is 0, 0.236, 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, 0.76, and 1. So these are all the ratios 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Now let's try to find out how these ratios are being derived. Right? So it becomes easier for us to again understand what is the basic understanding or maybe psychology behind that. Right? So again, what we do is we write down the numbers starting from serial number, let's say 1 to 17. This is just taken for understanding purpose. Uh, Again, we got the Fibonacci numbers which are there, 0, 1, Fibonacci numbers or Fibonacci sequence which is there, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, which is there up to 987, right? So what we do is we divide. Let's go one by one, right? So we take an example, let's say this is number 34, right? So what we do is we divide this 34 by the next number, which is 55. So 34 divided by 55, right? So we divide 34 by the next number in the Fibonacci sequence, that is 55, and we get a ratio which is 0.618. So this ratio which is there, this has been marked over here, which is 0.618. So if you take down any number, 34 by 55 or 55 by 89 or 89 by 144 or 144 by 233, you'll get the same ratio which is 0.618. Just like we got 1.618 to 1.618 without the golden ratio, same way over here we get the same ratios which is 0.618 overall, right? So one of our ratios is 0.618, right? The second one over here is, yep. For the next ratio, we again take that same number, which is 34, right? And what we do is we divide 34 by alternate number, right? That is skip one. Let's say, for example, we divide 34 by 89. So when we divide 34 by 89, we get the ratio, which is 0.382. Again, if we divide, let's say 55 by skipping one number. So 55, we skip 89 and we can take 144. Again, if we divide that, we get the same number, which is 0.382. Right? Again, if we do for all the things together, all the numbers which are there, let's say 89 divided by 234, we'll again get 0.382. Right? If you want, we can just see this on Excel also. So it becomes easier. So this is 0.382. Here the numbers are 34 and 89. If we take the next number, which is 55 and 144, we are getting the same ratio. Here is the next ratio, which is 89 and The next is 233, right? So we got 0.618. This was one ratio. The second ratio is 0.382, right? So we got the first ratio 0.618. We got the second ratio, which is 0.382, right? Let's go and find out what is the third ratio. For the next ratio, we again take the same number, that is 34. We divide 34 by skipping two numbers, right? So previously what we did is to find out one ratio, we did divide it by the next number, that is 34 divided by 55. For getting the next ratio which is there, we did skip one number or we took down alternate number. So 34 divided by 89 was 0.382. Here we need to skip two numbers, that is 55 and 89. So we divide 34 by 144 and we get the ratio which is 0.236. Again, we can do the same number of things which is there for rest of the parts also. Let's take an example. So for example, here we have this ratio. So this ratio comes down when we divide B12. B12 is 34 and B15. B15 is 144. Right. Let's take down the next example. Here it is 55 and 233. That is skipping two numbers. And this is again the next ratio, which is 89 divided by 344, which is again skipping down two numbers. Right. So we got three ratios, which is 0.618, 0.382, 0.236. Right. Let's see this on the Fibonacci also. So we derived one is 0.618, we derived 0.382, we derived 0.236, right? What I'll do is I'll just try to take this probably on the right hand side so that we can see the numbers properly, right? So we got 0.236, we got 0.362. Now what is 0.5? See, 0.5 is from 0 to 1, it comes at the center part. This has not been included into the original Fibonacci, which is there, Fibonacci numbers. But this comes at a later part. This number 0.5 is specifically being used for trading purpose because 0.5 retracement has been considered as an important level. And that's why that 50% retracement has been included. Right? Same is there for 0.76. Let me just give a few places on one side so that we are able to see the numbers also. Right. So we got 0.236, we got 0.382, we got 0.5, we got 0.61. Same way 0.76 was been derived, which is, let's say this number is nearer, 0.236 was nearer to 0. Same nearer to 1 is there, which is 0.786. So what we have, the numbers is, first number is 0.236, second number is 0.382, third number is 0.5, fourth number is 0.618, fifth number is 0.786, right? So if you see 50%, from 50% we have two levels, that is 0.382 and second is 0.236. And again from 50% we have two levels, one is 0.618 and second level is 0.786, right? So if you take 50 level, again those have been divided into two parts. This is something like, okay, 25%, 35%, 60%, 75%, similar to that. Only as per Fibonacci ratios, this have been considered in a different part, right? So that is the simplest way we will be able to understand things. Only thing is we take down the actual ratios and that's why it becomes much more meaningful to us. So as we saw, the ratios which are there is 0.236, 0.382, 0.5, 0.618 and 0.786. Now these ratios together are being called as Fibonacci ratios. These are also been called as retracement. Why? Because once we have a range which is been formed, we generally get a retracement, right? If you see, basically the unit of technical analysis overall is on the basis of fundamentals of Fibonacci. We use Fibonacci only. And with this, you use other indicators like MACD is there, RSI is there, right? Moving average is there. But overall, at the end of the day, Fibonacci is the basic tool that we are trying to see, right? So this was the first chapter. We'll again revise for the same things. Fibonacci is there. We have the Fibonacci sequence, which is there. We have got the Fibonacci ratios, and we have got something called as Fibonacci, the golden ratio, which is 1.618, right? Let's just quickly look at those things. So we got the Fibonacci ratios, which is there 0.236, 0.382, 0.5, 0.6186, 0.786, right? And we saw the golden ratio. The golden ratio is 1.618, right? After maybe first 6, 7, 8 number, you get almost the same ratio, which is 1.618. So that ratio is called as the golden ratio. We can see various ratios which are there in nature, right? And we saw the Fibonacci spiral, and we saw various examples of Fibonacci spirals which are there in nature, right? So thank you so much. We'll go to the next video and try to find out and cover up various things together, right? If you have any doubts till now, please get back to me, and you can either get back on the unit of technical analysis channel, which is unit of technical analysis. I'll again put down the link into the description, or you can just follow up across on the YouTube channel. The name of the YouTube channel is Unit of Technical Analysis for Trading. Okay. Do subscribe, like the videos, and comments on the videos. Thank you so much.